I believe that tomorrow is another day, and every day is a fresh start. Audrey Hepburn. There is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. A. Millen. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it. Jack London. It is never too late for a new beginning in your life. Joyce Meyer. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Confucius. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Robert H. Schuller. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. No one has ever become poor by giving. Anne Frank. Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Roy T. Bennett. Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and welcome. So what we're going to work on today is we're going to play with some freezer paper. So I have another video that we did some freezer paper fun tricks, and what we made was we did some fabric journals. So I did a little fabric journal cover and a little fabric journal flip. So I'll make sure to put that on the end screen and you guys can come check it out. It's a pretty fun thing to do if you have some fabric hanging around and some freezer paper. And what today I want to play around with is magazines. So I'm going to find some fun magazine images and we're going to make really neat things with it. So let's check it out. So I will meet you guys over at the table. What I have here is some magazine images and I have some book images too. So what I want to do today is take some of my freezer paper and we're going to make some fun little booklets and a little coin pouch and an envelope. So I just want to show you guys just how you would do this. I have a towel down. Just make sure you have something down because we're going to do our iron. And I just have an iron here and I have it set on just the cotton setting right there. So like the hottest. Okay. And what we're going to do is let's go ahead and start with, put these to the side. And if you notice how these are shiny and then how this one really isn't shiny, or this one, not that shiny. These were shiny, but I have a secret ingredient, if you will, that it's pretty much everything you can use from home that you have around, and it takes the shine out of magazine pages, and I will put that video on the end screen, and you guys can come check out how to take the shine out of your magazines images, and it really does work. I mean, you can see, look at that. I mean, these were this shiny, like that. Ta-da! Okay, but first, let's get through this video. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and let's start with the non-shiny here. Okay, and I'm just taking off a piece. I'm just going to make sure it's going to fit, so... You're going to want... So there's a shiny side to the wax. It's not wax paper. It's a freezer paper. There, and it's a plastic coated. It even says it right here. It says plastic coated freezer paper. Okay. And I have the shiny side, and then there's the dull side. So you want the shiny side up, And then your magazine image that you're using, you want that facing up, okay? Because if you think about it, this is gonna be glue. Like this part, the shiny part is gonna adhere to the back side of your image that you wanna use, okay? So you're gonna have that up like that. And what I'm going to use, you can use baking paper or anything like that, but I don't have any. So I am just using a paper towel and it works great. So just make sure you're covering your image. So I just have paper towels here. And just be careful when you're, just don't, you know, of course, don't set your iron too long on anything. And should be fine. Okay. So I just put the image up on top of the shiny part, and we are just going to iron all the way around. And make sure you're in like a well-ventilated area, because it does a little, you know, it gets a little smoking happening. Like open a window if you have one beside you, or a little door or something. So I'm just taking it and trying not to touch the shiny part with my iron because I don't want it to stick to it. So you just give it a good iron down here and catch all your edges like that. You can lift it and check, see it still didn't stick yet. So just give it a second to stick down. Okay, so I went ahead and did a good press all the way around it, and just keep looking at the corners and the edges and just make sure it looks like it's down. Like if you notice like it's not all the way quite right there, just take your iron and just come back to it and just set it there for a second, you know? Just give it a good press. You're just wanting that wax just to adhere to the back of the magazine. So just get it good and stuck down. One final press all the way around it, and then we're just going to set this one over to the side while we work on ironing the other ones to it. Okay, because we're wanting it to really get stuck to it. So that one's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to set it over there to the side, and let's go ahead and grab our next image here. The wax side up, the little shiny side up. Put this down like that, and we're going to do the same thing. So just make sure you have the image that you want up to face up. You know, the one that you want, you know, to see. Just make sure it's facing up, because you won't be able to see the back. The back's just going to be the paper part, which is going to be really fun because you can do some fun decorative stuff on it if you want, which we can get into. I think that will be kind of cool. So I'm not using any steam. I don't think I said that, but no steam, nothing like that, and just dry press and just work it around, and then just keep checking the edges until it's ready to get adhered to the freezer paper. So I'm going to keep doing that and just get it all pressed down. Okay, so I got those cooling off over there. Now we're going to put this together like it would be a little booklet, and I wanted to show you guys. So what you'd want to do is have a big enough piece of freezer paper, put the image that you want for the cover on the right side, okay? So whatever image you want for the cover of your journal or your little booklet, just put it on the right side, and then the other one can go on the left side here, okay? And then this is going to be your little spine. So we want to do at least I'd say 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and you're gonna want to line them up. So make sure they're lined up, and you're gonna want to make sure before you even do this to have them the same size all the way around. So just, it would, you know, look nice as a booklet, unless you want them, you know, different sizes. Okay, so you're gonna do that. Then you're gonna take your, whatever you're using on top, and like I said, you can use baking sheets on top too. But I'm just using paper towel. I mean, it works. It's working great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one on. Oop, just make sure you don't move anything when you do it. Okay, so we just line it up, and I get about maybe 1/8 of an inch in between for a little spine. Okay, so we're gonna lay this one on here, and then I have another one over here. I'll lay it like that. Okay, and then you want to make sure the middle is covered too, because you don't want your iron to run across our little 1/8 of an inch spine. So you don't want your iron to get stuck in the middle. So let's go like this, just to get it tacked down. Okay. So there we go. And then you just go and iron all the way around it. Just like that. So I'm just going to keep doing that and go all the way around and get them all onto the freezer paper. Okay, so the same with the bunny here, a little bunny booklet. So what I want for the back, I want this one for the back. I know I like both images, but I'm going to go ahead because I think that one would look cute on the back of it. Okay, and then this is going to be the cover, so you're going to want to make sure it's on the right side. And then do the same thing here. Just line it up. Line up your spine. And this is just a fun way to make just little booklets, especially if you have another image on the other side, you know, that you just want to not like that. I don't want that ever to use on anything. So this is going to get covered up like that. And we can decorate the inside however we want, because it'll be paper. Okay, so I'm doing it like that. Put down our paper towel. Okay. There we go. And what I'm doing is just pressing the middle just so it doesn't open up on me, and we can get that spine where we want it. So I'm just pressing it. Sometimes you gotta hold it there for just a little bit, you know, but just make sure, you know, don't burn nothing. Don't hold it too long. And then I just work my way around it. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doing that, and this is the last one that I need to iron, and we'll start making some fun little projects with them. So I will be back. Okay, so I want to test something. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try it together. Okay. So what I want to do, let's go ahead and cut the edge as close as we can, or, you know, right to it. Just because this will be easier. I'm thinking ahead. I'm trying to think ahead. So let's say we go like that, right? And we still got the wax paper or the freezer paper underneath. I want to put a ribbon for closure, but I don't know if this is gonna work. So what I'm doing is just kind of guesstimating where the middle is. This is more just of a fun little test here. So let's stick the ribbon in there. Okay. It might be a little off. I don't think it's quite middle here. I mean, if you're really concerned, just go like that. Line up the magazine pieces. And then I think it needs to go down a little bit. Right there. Okay. So I put it in about 1/2 inch. Okay, and then let's just go ahead. Let's see if this sticks. I have no idea. Let's try it together. So then I'm just gonna take it and press it. Make sure I'm in camera frame here. Okay. And I just wanna see. I mean, I can always take a little dab of glue and put it in there. You know, maybe some art glitter glue or something if this doesn't stick, but I just wanted to see if we can get this to stay in between here. Oh, I think it's gonna work. It doesn't want to come out. Okay, well, let's do that. So I'm gonna go to the other side. I mean, this is just fun. This is just things we're figuring out together here. Okay, move those out of the way for a second. Do the same thing, because I'm thinking cutting it first is gonna make it, you know, so it'd be too hard to cut after you have the ribbon there, you know, when it's all said and done. So cut your edge just along where you're gonna put your ribbon for now. Okay, then take your little ribbon, and I think what I would do, I wouldn't do any like thick ribbon or anything like that. You want to do something smaller. I mean, this is just what, 1/4 inch thick. Just do something lightweight and thin so it sticks to the, you know, the glue on the inside. Now we can line this up. Get our little handy pencil here, because this part I do want to kind of be accurate with, just so when you're tying them up it doesn't look weird. Okay, so it's right about there. Okay. Now, we'll take our other little piece here and slide it in, what, 1/2 inch or so. Line up with my mark. Okay. I mean, this is so much fun. I was doing this going, you know, it'd be nice to have a closure to, you know, add to this. And I was like, a fun little closure for our little booklet here. And I was like, well, wait, let's see if I can find some lightweight little ribbon. And it should glue in there. Okay, so let's see. So you're just going to want to hold it until it gets a good melt. Ooh, so far I'm liking it. Okay, so we got our little ribbons hanging off the side. I'm going to continue tacking all this down with the iron, and I will be back. So I got everything drying, or cooling off, not drying. Now, what I want to do, let's start with this one. This was the first one we did, so it should be nice and ready to go. And I'm just cutting around. Okay, so there we go. Now you can either save these for another project or toss them. Okay, so what I have here is my fun little page. I think that turned out really cool. So it is curled a little from the heat when you iron it, but you can always press it, you know, put it on a book or something like that. So this is the other side of it. So you can kind of see some of it, but I really am liking it. I love that we can, you know, do something to it. But this one we're going to make an envelope with. So for the inside of this, it doesn't really matter on this one. So So what I'm going to do is fold up. Just fold up one side. I'm just making a really simple just envelope. So these are great to add to your junk journals, or, you know, pin them into the side of your journal and add some fun little papers in it. Okay. I'm just taking it. Okay, I'm going to fold where I want it. And we got your bone folder if we need it. Do that. Okay. And then all we got to do is just add a little dab of glue. Will do ya. So this is just a fun, easy one here. I don't need that much. My tip of my metal that goes on here, it just keeps getting clogged up, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. So I don't need that much glue. And then just pop it up, just like that. So if you wanted to, before we did that, pop a little notch, and it's easy to get stuff in and out. So there we go. So this just gives it a nice thickness to it, and nice, well, you could do some decoration up on the top of the flap if you want to, and there we go. So you can make just a simple envelope. Okay, look at that. And then this one, I want to do just a little coin envelope with it. Well, a big coin envelope, because this is pretty big size image here. And I just recycle this, so it's all good. And then these are great to keep. You know, you did a little punch out. Those are great to do for tabs and stuff on the side of your journals. Okay, so now for this one, we got our fun image on the front. I want to fold this in half. So just roughly half here. Just eyeballing it. So you can see how it gives it a nice thickness. It's just great. Okay. And then we're going to take the bottom and just fold it up about an inch or so. I mean, it depends on your size of your coin pouch that you want to do, or your little pouch that you want to do. Okay, so we got that and that. We folded it up, and we unfold it, and we're going to cut that, and we're going to cut little flap hairs, little flappies. Okay. This. Okay, and what I have is, I just have a rotary little cutter like that, which works pretty good here. But if you got your decorative scissors, those are great too. But I have a pair of those, but they don't work that good. So I just got a little rotary cutter that does the little wavy, fun little wavy lines here. So if you want to do just a little decorative stitch on it, or a little decorative cut on it. And you know, stitching is always allowed on this. Of course. I mean, you guys can sew and make some fun, you know, especially on your envelope here. You could sew down the edges and do some sewing on top, and before you glue it together, do sewing here. I mean, you can always add sewing to everything. But I'm just showing you guys gluing here today. Okay, and what do I want to do to the top here? Let's see. So you could just have like a little pouch like this, or we could do one that does a fold down too. That could be fun. You know, like that. Okay. So we can just fold it down. Let's get a little mark on it here, a little crease. We'll do the same concept as we did at the bottom. We don't need all that. So we're just going to cut the flaps like that. And then you got a nice fun little fold over. Okay. And what we can do is, I think it'd be kind of cool just to camouflage it all. And do this. Get your turkey. What do you got? Let's see. You get your turkey? Get your turkey. Get your turkey. Get your turkey. Get your turkey. Come here. You're always talking. Come here. You're always talking. Come here. You're always talking. Okay, so I collected up when I needed here. So what I'm doing is just so I don't, just to recycle this, is I'm going to go ahead and do a punch like this. Okay, and we can do another punch on the top. Trying to get some flowers in there. Okay. I also have packaging right here. Just a little foam packaging, and we can poke a hole in the middle. Pop a little hole in the middle. I know, it's funny how you start collecting up stuff, right? I started with a clean little table. Okay. And then this is going to be our little flap on the front. But before we do that, I don't want to lose things here. I will. I'll start losing them. So I'm just going to do another decorative cut. Like that. Okay. This is just a fun little pouch you can make. And you could do something that stands out and contrasts better, but I was just kind of, this is just examples here to show you guys. Okay, and brads come in nice and handy. So we're just gonna do that. Pop it down. And then I just have some jewelry cord here that we can wrap around it. So find the middle. Roughly. Hopefully that's the middle. We'll do a little poke and poke that. And did pretty good. It's pretty middle-ish. And then take these, flop them down. Like that. And let's see. I think I'll do it on this flap here. Because that should be about middle-ish by the time it's said and done and folded over. Okay, so I went ahead and poked a hole through both the little flaps here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just attach it now. That. And then we will glue it. So I'm just opening the flaps on the inside. I got Rudy and the kitty in here. Both thinking it's time for their little snack, but it's not. Okay, there we go. So I just went ahead and attached that inside there. Got that one on top. And now you can do your little glue down here. So just take it and just add your little glue. Because it's not going nowhere. Like that. Okay. So these are just so much fun. And what's great is, like, you know how a magazine page is usually a little like flimsy and stuff. So adding some freezer paper to it just gives it a little more durability and just makes it sturdy, you know? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and tie it off. I think I'm just going to tie it here. You can tie it to the top too if you want. I mean, either way, I guess. I don't know if there's a certain which way. But I figure if you do it down here, it just won't be in your way when you're opening and shutting it. So this is just a nice sturdy little pouch to add some stuff in, you know. You can clip this inside your journals and add some, you know, ephemera or anything to it. So you can go like that and just do the figure 8. You can do that. Okay, that should be plenty long enough. Okay. And then you can add a bead to the bottom if you want. Just some little dangler. So there you go. So you got a little pouch that you can make with it. I think that turned out really cool. Okay, and let's check out our journal. Ooh. Okay, I almost dropped it. Clean up some of this mess. Have a little room to work with here. Okay. There we go. Now we just take it. We already cut our edge. See, we did it before because if we did it now, it would be really hard to do because you'd cut your ribbon. So now we can cut the rest of it. So this is our fun little bunny booklet. So there it is. There's this side. And then you just take it and fold it like that. And now we got our little ties. I mean, that worked, you guys. How cool is that? That was a fun little thought I had in the middle of a video. So you guys inspired me to think of that. Okay, and then the fun thing is, so the inside here, now you don't really have, you can see some of it, but I think that looks kind of cool. You can take all your fun little inks, stuff like that. Grab out some of your stencils. I'm just grabbing a stencil. See what I got. See what I grabbed. Let's see. We got feathers. Feathers are always cool. So you can add your feathers in there. So I'm just showing you guys something here. Just to show what you can do. So you can do some stenciling here, you can do some stamping in here, you can do painting on it. You can get out your watercolors and do some paint, because this is thicker. I mean, you just thickened it up and, you know, you can do some pretty fun things in here. So, let's just do this. You know, we're going to add just some fun things to it, you know. Just get some silhouettes happening. Doesn't have to be perfect. So freezer paper, I mean, pretty fun to play with. So there we go. I think that turned out really cool. So that's the cool thing about having the inside. It's like paper. You got the wax side on the inside holding these together. You know, holding your little booklet and all your other stuff together. And then the inside, you just got paper. So you can play with it. You can do stenciling, you can do stamping, you can do the regular things that you normally do on paper. But now you have your fun stuff attached to it. Okay, so this is the same thing where we just cut it and make a little booklet. And I could have put a ribbon on it, but I didn't think about it until it was too late. So remember that. You guys can add fun little ribbons to do a closure. And, you know, you got yourself some fun little booklets here. And just make sure the right one that you put down is the cover, and then the left is the back cover. So you just flip it like that, do it like that, and voila. So you can do some decorating and all kinds of stuff to it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informational. And then all you gotta do is just bind in, you know, do your signatures in, and you're good to go. So let's tie this. I'll show you. Here's like tied. So this is just a fun freezer paper little tricks that you can do. So we got the little booklets. We got our little envelope. Like that. And we got our little coin pouch here. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And please, if you could, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share. And let's grow together. And keep on crafting.